Hey, when we think of Thanksgiving, we think of turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes and yams and cranberry sauce and pumpkin pie. Delicious foods shared with friends and family. But there are a couple of drawbacks. The cost and, oh, the calories. Here to show us how to make an inexpensive and a healthy feast is our Good Day LA dietitian, Daralee Scanlon. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Susan.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
You've been very busy.
Well, you're not kidding. All last night, cooking up a storm
I'm
here.
impressed.
Thank you.
So there's your basic Thanksgiving meal,
right?
Which has how much fat and how much calories? Thousands.
Thousands. Well, it has about 2,000 plus calories in that meal, and 44% of those calories are coming from fat.
Really?
You can also not only cut the fat, but cut the cost if you'll make most of the meal from scratch. Now, a lot of those supermarkets out there are offering full turkey dinners, but you're paying for the convenience of having someone do the cooking for you.
All right. Now, you're saying that you can cut the cost. The average cost of a turkey dinner is at what, approximately?
It's running anywhere from $29.95. Now, this does not include everything. This is just some of the basics, all the way up to $60.
A person?
No, for serving 6.
For serving 6. And you say that you can bring that cost down to how much?
I can bring it down from, say, it was 60, I can bring it down to 30.
Cut it in half?
I can cut it in half.
And you can cut the calories by how much?
I can cut the calories by more than half. I can bring the calories down to 20%.
I love it. And this, so this is the low-cost, low-fat.
This is the lean and luscious turkey dinner.
All right. Go ahead. I'm ready to eat.
Okay. Instead of champagne, we're going to have sparkling apple cider.
Right.
We're going to eliminate the alcohol here, get that buzz from the conversation and not from the libation.
Yeah, that's really good.
Isn't that good? I always like that too. Just a little bit
Looks pretty too.
Isn't it? On the turkey, which we're not going to carve now, but we would have breast meat. We'd use white meat instead of going for the dark and the white, because we cut the calories in half.
Really?
Yes.
So white meat is actually fewer calories than dark meat.
Breast meat has about half the calories.
So forget about the leg.
Well, you know something, it's,
Give the leg to the thinnest person in the house.
That's a better idea.
Okay.
Better idea. What I've done here is that now, instead of baking the stuffing in the bird, this is a cornbread stuffing that has been baked. I have used chicken stock, low-fat, actually non-fat chicken stock, and I have sautéed the vegetables in with 1 teaspoon of olive oil using chicken stock, and I've got carrots, celery, and onions, and cornbread stuffing.
That's really tasty.
So it makes it very nice.
So it's chicken stock instead of what?
Instead of turkey dripping. So we're not using any fattening turkey drippings here, but it tastes like the traditional meal.
Okay.
Now, instead of just the peas, we've got pearl onions, and we've sort of made it look prettier by putting in bell pepper triangles. You've got a little bit more fiber, more crunch, more color, and more beta-carotene. So it's just a nicer look on the table.
Right.
Now, traditional mashed potatoes, right? Usually mashed potatoes can be boring if they're not with tons of gravy. I have used a pureed celery root in here, and I've topped it with scallions and leeks that I have sautéed again in a little bit of olive oil and our non-fat chicken stock again.
Okay, so you're using the chicken stock instead of...
I'm using chicken stock to add the flavor. Now, you don't need to add gravy to this because it's creamy. I put a dash of cream in there, but the celery root is giving it lots and lots of flavor.
That's great.
This is a non-fat dressing, and actually it's a gravy.
Here, can we show this in the camera?
It's a little solidified because it's still cold, but this is used from it's just flour and chicken stock, and that's all I've done. I've not used the drippings.
Okay. Cranberries?
Cranberries from
I would think would be pretty low fat anyway.
They are when you do them from scratch, because if you buy them in the can, they've got a tremendous amount here of sugar in there. So this way you can control the amount of sugar. I put apples, a little bit of walnuts, and I've taken just a bag of cranberries and pureed them up.
Okay.
So we've minced those up. Okay, now, to start off,
I'm still back on the mashed potatoes, but that's okay. Go ahead.
That's my favorite part of it too. I love mashed potatoes, and the celery root really cuts down. You don't have to put butter or gravy.
Right, let's go to this.
This is a butternut squash and apple soup. That is a great way to start. And of course, the lowest pie in terms of fat will always be pumpkin pie.
Oh,
and
really?
This is where, since we've cut the calories from the potatoes and from the gravy and from the stuffing, we can now have real whipped cream.
Okay.
What I like about whipped cream is that, I'm going to give you some whipped cream on there. Hello. Okay. This is a cinnamon whipped cream.
Let's take, that looks good. Well, while I eat this, let's take a look at the full screen of the before and after. This is the traditional dinner.
Yes. Okay.
Cost is $51.
44%
calories,
fat.
44%. Now, the dinner that you're talking about,
calories,
by substituting all this.
Now, notice how we've got the calories down to 1,000. It's still a lot, but this is a big deal we're talking about.
And you've also cut the cost by $20. That's a great thing.
Definitely. So working from scratch. You can control fat and sugar content, and I think you get better flavor because these
are great.
potatoes are my most favorite potatoes now with the celery root.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Tony McEwing, I know you're upset because Tony hasn't had his cream of wheat this morning, and I'm eating the Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, we'll see.
We'll be back.
We'll
Tony will save you some. We'll be back in just a minute. That's very good. That's tasty. I like that.